New Media Summer Stories is a collaborative experience throughout the Chicagoland area where we have 72 hours to shoot and edit a 7-minute short. The first lessons I learned throughout this process was the importance of planning. When we first walked into the room, all we had was a rough idea. We spent the whole day trying to build it out into a story, but since we hadn't done any real planning ahead of time, things got complicated fast. Everyone had their own versions of the characters in their head, and instead of keeping things simple, we kept adding more and more backstory. The story made sense to us, but it would have been confusing to anybody watching it. We also hadn't locked down our locations, so even though it worked out, we were scrambling last minute to find a place to shoot. That pressure could have been avoided with better prep. This experience made it clear, having a good idea isn't enough. You need to break it down early and figure out exactly how you're going to pull it off. The next thing I learned was making sure your projects are doable. In almost all the projects I've been a part of, we tend to chase big ideas, but sometimes they're just not practical for the time we have. Our original script took place in one intense night, and while it sounded great on paper, it would have been a nightmare to film. Luckily, we were able to rewrite the script so that the story unfolded over a single dinner, using flashbacks to fill in the backstory. It was a much simpler structure, but it gave us everything we wanted. Because of that change, we weren't rushed to get better coverage, and the whole production felt smoother. It was a great reminder that a story doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. It just has to be doable. The last thing I learned was the importance of having a good group. I came into the project as the first AC, but I ended up helping out across a lot of departments. Audio, helping with lighting setups, and even working on set design. It was a lot of hands-on work, but it taught me more than I expected. What really made that possible was the group. Everybody was ready to step in wherever they were needed. There was a sense that we were all working towards the same goal, and that kind of teamwork makes a huge difference. No one was just doing their job. We were helping each other constantly. That experience showed me how valuable a strong collaborative group really is, and I know that understanding this will be useful on any future set. Overall, Summer Stories has taught me a lot about planning, simplifying ideas, and being open to learning from every part of the process. But what really made it all work was having a good group that could communicate, stay flexible, and support each other. That kind of collaboration made the whole experience smoother, more fun, and way more productive, and it's something I will definitely look for and value in future projects.